Chapter 3 The Day. My children hid from me. The wind blew differently that day. It was not the same gentle breeze that danced through the leaves, carrying the scent of flowers. It was a wind heavy with silence, a silence I had never felt before. I walked through the garden, as I always did in the evening, expecting to see my children running toward me, expecting to hear their laughter, to feel their joy, to look into their eyes and see reflected there the fullness of my love. But I did not see them. The garden was still there, just as beautiful as in the beginning. But something was missing. I felt it. I knew. I called out to them. My voice moved through the fields and danced upon the waters. Where are you? But only the echo of my own voice returned to me, and with it came a great emptiness. Something terrible had happened. The bond between us, the perfect communion we once shared, had been broken. They no longer ran into my arms. They no longer smiled when they saw me. They were hiding. I knew what had taken place. The serpent's whisper had slithered into the space where love should have reigned. Its poisoned words reached their hearts, planting doubt about my love, about my goodness, about the truth I had spoken. You will not surely die, it whispered. And they believed it. My children, my beloved ones, chose to listen to the lie rather than to the truth. They reached for the fruit, tasted it, and in that moment, something shattered. Something precious was lost. I walked to where they were. Their bodies trembled, their voices faltered. We heard your voice, but we were afraid, and we hid, afraid. How could fear exist between us? Never before had fear stood between me and my children. But there they were, ashamed, covered with leaves, trying to hide what could not be hidden. Who told you that you were naked? My heart ached. They had seen what they were never meant to see. They had tasted the weight of guilt, the burden of shame. They chose to trust in themselves instead of trusting in me. They longed for knowledge, but lost their innocence. And so, with sorrow in my heart, I had to speak the truth. Before I made the world, there was only vast emptiness. Darkness reigned. No life, no form, no color. It was a void where nothing could exist. But out of my love came light. From my heart flowed stars and rivers, mountains and skies. And in the center of it all, I made a home for you. The garden was set apart because I knew evil still lingered beyond its borders. I surrounded you with beauty, with peace, with safety, but I also gave you a choice because I am just. And to be just is to never force love. If I had not given you freedom, I would have denied you the most sacred part of love, the ability to choose it. True love only exists where choice exists. That is why I placed the tree in the center of the garden, not to tempt you, but to remind you there was always another path. Evil was not created by me. Evil is the absence of me. Evil exists when creation chooses to walk without its creator. And I knew if you ever took that path, you would suffer, because apart from me, there is no life. Now my children stood before me, and their eyes no longer shone as before. There was a weight on them, a hollow they were never meant to carry. My heart broke, because I could not take back what I had said. I am God, and my justice is perfect. Sin has a price, and that price is separation from me, for I am the source of life, and to be apart from me is to be apart from life itself. They would need to leave the garden. They would walk through a world where evil had now entered their journey. The serpent deceived them, telling them they would be like me, but it never told them the cost. It didn't speak of guilt, of separation, of the coldness they felt when my presence no longer warmed their souls. I didn't create them for pain. I made them to live in my love. But now, because of the path they chose, they would learn what it meant to live away from me. Still, I could not abandon them. I could not let my children face this world alone, a world I never wanted for them. With my own hands, I made garments to cover their nakedness. Not fragile leaves that would wither in a day, but skins, to shield them from the cold, from the hardness of the earth. It was a symbol of my sorrow, for to cover their shame, an innocent life had to be lost. It was the first death, the first of many, because sin always demands a price. I watched them walk away from the garden, and my heart ached. Each step they took tore something inside me. I loved them. I would always love them. But now there was a chasm between us, a chasm they themselves had carved. From that day on, their feet would touch dry ground, their hands would bear the weight of labor, their hearts would come to know weariness. What once was easy would now be hard. What once was pure would now be touched by sorrow. But before they left, I gave them a promise. I looked at the serpent, the one who brought the lie, and I declared, from the seed of the woman will come one who will crush your head. One day, I myself would make a way back. One day, I would pay the price. One day, I would restore what was lost. And as the gates of the garden closed, as the angels stood guard to keep the way, my heart cried out for them. I didn't create them for this. I didn't make them to live apart from me. But the choice had been made. And because I am just, I allowed them to walk the path they chose. Yet even there, outside the garden, I saw them. I saw them stumble. I saw them fall. I saw them trying to survive without me. I saw their tears in the cold of night. I saw their questions, their longing for something more. And in every tear they shed, my heart broke again. Even distant, I whispered to them, I am still here. I will never abandon you. I have already prepared a way. You are still mine. And one day, I will bring you back to me.